Galaxy S3 Mini, the form factor, the size of it, the Mini has a 4-inch display versus the actual S3 has a having a 4.8-inch display. There are a couple of hardware differences, but in software usage wise, they're very similar. So let's take a
Here
look.
it's got 8 GB storage, HSPA, download speed of 14.4, quad band, dual core, the processor speed of 1 gigahertz, rear camera is 5 megapixel with automatic focus, and it's got Super AMOLED display, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, GLO, NAS. And I'm going to bring my iPhone 5 right next to it. As you can see, that iPhone 5 looks a bit taller than this. Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini seems to be the right size. I like this size better than the size of the iPhone 5, frankly. Let's check out what's underneath the phone. Alright, so right here you have your quick start guide. Then you have your the headphone. It's got some additional headphone covers that comes with it. Then you have your USB cable and your battery. Alright, the look and feel of it, the bottom is very plastic, light plastic, and it glides a lot. As I'm tapping, making very light taps on the screen, the phone is moving. I'm just, it's just a normal table I put my phone on, and it just glides a lot. So this is something may not be desirable by everyone, though it is shiny and all of that, but I find that it just glides too much. It should have been a matte finish. On top you have your headphone jack. On the right hand side, that's your power button. Bottom is your the USB cable, micro USB port. On the left hand side you have your volume rockers, and in the front you have the camera, of course, and then the ambient sensor. Taking the cover, that's your SIM card. The bottom you have your micro SD slot. Then you have battery space. On top you have the camera. Below the camera is the flash. On the left hand side of the camera is your speaker. So and then there's a little tiny mic over here, microphone at the bottom of the phone. So I'm gonna turn it on. It took about 25 to 30 seconds to turn on. I'm gonna skip ahead with all the initial settings. There's easy mode. Easy mode has the contacts and all of that stuff. We can change that later into the actual home screen mode. So that this is the easy mode layout. In easy mode, you have your favorite contacts, and then you have favorite apps as well as favorite settings. Alright, so first thing I'm going to test is the phone app. Phone app is good, and it's pretty fast. Right here is your notification. You have your Wi-Fi. There's no airplane mode, so that's something inconvenient. You have to go to settings and then further settings to get to the Wi-Fi mode. The built-in apps are about like 50 apps or so. There are bunch of widgets, dozens of widgets that come with it. You have your calendars, clocks, weather, YouTube. You just name it. There's dozens of them you can have fun with. So let's go to the settings. You can go to the settings from the apps or from the settings from the notification. We're going to go to further settings. Just clicking on that, tapping on that icon. You have your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage, home screen mode, and different kind of, I guess this is where the flight mode is, airplane mode. So that's inconvenient. It's like 3-4 clicks away, as opposed to usually on iOS and other phones there's a one button for the flight mode. So you have to click on the Wi-Fi settings and then get to the flight mode. Tethering is available if your data plan provides it, so that's comes built in. It's a pain on iOS devices. So you have your nearby devices, that's with your DLNA. You could share files and folders and stuff. There's something else also called KISS. KISS is for I'm going to see in a bit. So then you have your KISS via Wi-Fi. This is your wireless syncing. So that's a very cool feature from Samsung. If you have that on your desktop, then you could wirelessly sync it. Then you have your home screen mode. Home screen mode, you have the basic mode, the easy mode. Easy mode had, we initially had that. Then we all change it to basic mode. Basic mode is more customizable, and you could see all your apps on the home screen. It doesn't have really contact on the home screen. Then you have your blocking mode. If you turn that on, go to the details and disable incoming calls and only accept calls from your favorite contacts, and set a duration on when you want to receive the calls or not at all, and all that kind of good stuff. So that is basically a do not disturb mode, or a schedule mode of when you want to be disturbed or not, or when you want to be contacted or not. So that is a very neat feature, lock-E mode. Then you have your sound, display, storage. I'm just gonna zip through those. Volume, ringtone, there's nothing new. Display, you have your brightness, screen rotation, all of that kind of stuff. If you want to disable the or if you want to change your wall screen wallpaper from here, you could do that. Android's always been having this for like years, so that's nothing new. It's just kind of boring at this time. Live wallpaper and all of that. Smart Stay is very neat, and I really like this. This works hand to hand with the screen timeout. I set the screen timeout to 15 seconds. So after 15 seconds, you'll see an eye pop up on top of the phone. That uses the front facing camera to detect any face or eye movement. If there is somebody present, it will continue to stay on. That is Smart Stay. But if I lay it flat, as you can see, if I lay it flat on the again, it looked at me, and then after 15 seconds, and it's gonna stay on. So I'm gonna lay the phone flat on the table, and there's no one on top. So after 15 seconds, the eye is gonna pop up, and it's not gonna detect any face or an eye, and it's gonna turn off. So this is very cool for especially when you're reading or watching something, movies and TVs, whatever. This will save your battery. So that is the cool feature on the display. Location services, the usual wireless, GPS, Google. Let's get out of here. Lock screen. You have your multiple lock screen options, swipes. Actually, this display in the lock screen tells you what kind of information you want to see on the lock screen, weather icon, widgets, what kind of ripple, if you want to see the ripple effects or not. And there's a cool feature. It's called camera quick wake up. So if I do this with motion activated, there are a couple of ways I could do with a wake up command. So I'd have to say hi Galaxy a couple of times for me to I guess the input the voice, and I'll do that 4 times. Hi Galaxy. Hi Galaxy. Hi Galaxy. Hi Galaxy. And now if I'm in wake up in lock screen, I'm going to lock the screen, and as I press the home button or the power button again, a new icon should pop up. So let's press the home button. Hi Galaxy. Now there's a microphone icon as you can see, and as I say hi Galaxy, it recognizes my voice and it lets me in. So that is cool. Settings. It may not be very highly secure, but it's just something useful. And this is also your Samsung voice settings, the voice recognition. So I went to settings. Let's get out of this place. So you can see motion, face, unlock, face, and voice, pattern, pin. There's like 7 different ways. I'm going to show you the face unlock. You'll just take a picture of it, and then you'll also secure that with a pin number, because face, people could just take your picture and then log into your phone. You don't really, that's not very secure. So they recommend face and pin at the same time in case you have a haircut or something. Then you can log in if it doesn't recognize you with a pin. So that is pretty cool as well. And again, we're not talking about very highly sophisticated security system, but these are fun. Everyday users can use it. So there's something called remote control. This is basically like your iCloud, Find My iPhone. If you have the iOS device, it can locate your phone remotely and lock it out and things like that. You should want to have the unknown sources checked, so you can download other apps from not only in Google App Store but elsewhere. Languages, it supports Arabic, so Al-Arabiyyata is there. You get out of language. 2 different types of recognition, Google typing or Samsung keyboard typing, and then you have your voice recognizer. Again, those are I think I like the Google voice recognizer better. Next we come into motion. These are really fun. I've covered some of these or most of these on Samsung Galaxy S3. So even in the Mini, I see all of these features. Direct Call, Smart Alert, Tap to Top, tilt to zoom. So let's check out some of them. I'm going to enable all of them, and then I'm going to go into the learning part of it. So direct call, if you're chatting with somebody, if you just already have a contact open, you just bring the phone to your face or the ear, it will automatically start dialing that person. So that is very convenient, which I've never seen none of this or the likes of this on iPhone till this day. Smart alert: if you're away from your phone and there are a lot of large text messages and whatever, I know the screen will turn off. And as soon like if you have a missed call or something or a text message, as soon as you pick up the phone, it will using its gyroscope or accelerometer or whatever, one of those sensors, it will recognize the phone has been lifted up, and it will display the messages or the missed call alerts on your display. I'm going to double tap to top. I couldn't get this to work for some reason. If you're in a contact list or an email list or in a bottom of a page, if you just double tap on the top speaker or the headphone area, it should scroll up to the top of the page. But I was for some reason not able to get this, but it worked on Samsung S3 if you guys are following my videos. Let's go to tilt to zoom. This is a very cool feature. It's like a video game basically. So if you on any given picture, use two of your thumb on a picture and then just tilt the phone, it will zoom in. So depending on the location of the screen you're holding, it will zoom into that location. That's pretty smart. It's not just gonna zoom in the middle. So you could just put your thumbs on the top right hand corner or the bottom. I will just zoom into that specific location. Pan to move icon. If you hold on to an icon on your home page, simply by swiping it or just panning it left or right on there, it will move that icon from that page, from page 1 to page, if you could have 5 pages, whatever, it'll just go left or right accordingly. That is pretty cool as well. Let's check out pan to browse image. The same principle as the icon, but you could just pan around in any given direction, any four direction. Just look at the image. You could just basically this is like an up close image view. We could just rotate around or the pan around the phone and see the full display or the full size of the picture or the full area of the picture. So that is may not be very handy, but that's a nice feature. Shake to update. If you're on your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth window and you want to scan for new Bluetooth devices or Wi-Fi, then you just shake the phone. You'll scan for new devices nearby. Turn over. This is pretty cool. I like it because if you're on a setting somewhere, for example, you don't know where the vibrate button is and stuff, and there's an incoming call, and just turn it over and it mutes itself. So that is very cool. You may not be able to locate, again, as I say, the vibrate button at night or in a meeting or something. Just turn it over. That is very smart. I'm going to get out of motion. I'm going to just quickly skim through there's accessories, date and time accessibility. I'm not going to go into much of this detail. Accessories about dock, sound, and HDMI output and all that kind of stuff, but most important were the ones that I've covered so far. So we're back at the home screen. I'm going to do some browser test. I'm going to use, of course, Chrome. Chrome is very fast. I personally use the desktop version of the Chrome. I loaded up my website, halalclicks.com. Pinch to zoom works. It may not be real time, but it's okay. Let's go to aljazeera.com. The little text, I cannot read those. I can only read the headers because I don't know, it's like 233 ppi. It's not the sharpest of the display, but it does its job. I mean, if I zoom in, then it's easy to read. So and I'm going to try to play something on the browser that's in browser. I think it's using Flash. So the playback is pretty seamless. There's no lag. I didn't see any lag. In the video you may see a lag because it's recording, but on real time looking at it, the video and the audio is synced properly. Pinch to zoom is fine. Scrolling up and down, that motion is also fine. Again, there may be a little lag in pinch to zoom, not real-time rendering, but still does its job. I'm going to go to Quran.com to see how it supports Arabic. Let's check out Al-Fatiha. So the images load up pretty nicely. Those are the images. I'm going to go back, of course, on the top left-hand corner, and then check the Taskil, and then without Taskil, these are the actual Arabic font. So they are legible, but they're not the most beautiful font. For some reason, they're not perfectly optimized. We've seen, if you guys are following my other videos, there are some of the tablets and phones are showing this kind of fonts, and the others are showing something else. Now we're going to do a little bit of YouTube test. It's got the built-in YouTube app. So we're going to launch it. At the same time, we're going to do YouTube look and feel as well as the sound test. So I'm going to try to play the usual Quran, Surah Rahman, at the maximum volume. And it is pretty loud. We are also going to do some HD video playback. I'm going to go to the Play Store. The playback here for the movies, the trailers are going to be still loaded up from YouTube, but these are going to be very high quality videos, so they should look much crisper. So the video is very clean, very sharp. So the video is definitely crisp, definitely awesome on this AMOLED screen. We give it a plus for the video. And if you go to the notification center and if you happen to have software updates, one cool thing is you could do all the software update at once. I have like several updates. So if I hit update, you could do this from iOS similarly, I guess, but I think it's more convenient for Android. Android's always been very easy with updating and stuff like that. You just tap once and all of them begin to update. Exception are the manual ones, which you could automate as well. So one tab, all the automatic ones are updated.
And so what I finally think about this phone, if I were given a choice between this Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini versus the S3, the bigger version of it, I would probably pick this one because although there's some major hardware differences, like this one has one the S3 Mini has a dual core processor versus the S3 having a quad core processor, and this one having a 1 gigahertz of speed versus the other one having 1.4 gigahertz. But I really like a small form factor phones. Usually they're easier to carry. And I guess for an average person, the smaller ones would be more suitable. But if you guys are used to having and handling a larger display phone, 5-inch region,